chimpanzees do against lions? How does that go?
I don't
Now
think
we're
they
not gonna
live next
start
to
that
each other.
goddamn
They
that
get
conversation,
murked
man. We
every single time.
Smart dumbass.
Wait, what, my brother? You said the chimpanzees win?
They get murked every
I
single.
didn't mean to turn this into the Animal Planet.
Nah,
man.
No.
man.
But here's the thing.
Hey, if you
Lions
would have
don't
brung up race cars, they'd be like, but what about that
The
Hellcat
female
though? Like,
lions.
shit.
they don't hunt.
Yeah, I think they're talking about male lions, bro.
They don't
Well,
hunt.
back
I know
on
they don't.
financial. I
No,
just
go away,
talked to
Brad.
the. I just
I
talked to
only want to talk about
ChatGPT.
bulls and the bear.
The ChatGPT said people who trade stocks, there's only about 10 to 15% that are billionaires. It also said that nobody trading stocks has been made a billionaire or a millionaire from just
Oh
solely
shit, my bad,
trading
Roman.
stocks alone.
But here's the
Most
thing, there's a
Well,
difference between
most
trading
stock
stocks and
investors
trading.
were
the reason why
founders
you
of
can't,
businesses.
the
So
reason why you can't trust ChatGPT is because you put the term A. You really can't trust a lot of the things that it says. It hallucinates, and trading stock is different from investing because there
okay,
are
well that's
billionaires
the
such
point that I
as
just made. I just said the most billionaires that came from investing in stocks were business founders and owners. So the people
well,
who actually founded the business and they got equity, those were the people who were made millionaires and billionaires. But the people who were
that
just
you know of.
buying stocks and making it a part of their portfolio, no, it doesn't happen
Warren
like that.
Buffett made a whole career off that. It was a holding company. He
Not
makes his money,
But
money off of
what did you
that.
just say? What did you just say? He started
Right,
a holding company called Berkshire Hathaway,
right.
and that's how he made his money.
Well, it's tied to its performance too. People wouldn't invest in Berkshire if it wasn't performing.
We have a new
Holding
guy that's
company
on the
has to invest. Go
panel.
ahead.
Everybody says hello to Ronan and give him a
Hey,
chance
Ronan.
to talk.
Goddamn chimpanzees, lions, and shit.
Now, I want you guys to finish your thoughts.
Charlie can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Charlie, I can't hear Charlie talking.
Yeah,
Charlie,
Charlie,
thank
you
you.
muted.
I see his mouth moving, but no sound.
Can y'all hear me now?
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Yeah, no, Ronan, I think you be setting me up now, Ronan, because this is like the third time when I said I'm gonna get off, Ronan, like this is my time. But no, these
No,
they
I
going
thought
back
you
and
were going to
forth
be on, but I
about
was on another channel. And then I went to go
Okay.
eat. So by the time I come back to eat, you're still on. So I was like, yeah, let me jump in here for a second.
yeah, no, these gentlemen on here was going back and
That's when
forth
y'all talking
about
about
investment
money.
vehicles.
When y'all start talking about money and investment, you know I got to jump. You know.
Yeah. And I'm with it.
I
I
think-
love it. I just think like now at some point we just start going in circles. You know what I mean? So there's that, like, because nobody's gonna yield. Like they started
Yield
arguing
on what
about
point,
the
though?
animal
What's the
kingdom
point?
and
What's the
Andrew
point y'all
Lyons
yielding
take
on?
seats and shit. So
What's
It's
the
like
point
I
y'all
said-
trying to yield on?
It's like I said in chat earlier. My definition of insanity is I thinking you're actually the normal one. Everybody's messed up in some way or another. But like I heard Ronan talking in another live on your channel, and he had good investment advice. So I recommend listening to him.
That's why I wanted to know where you guys were at on the conversation. You know what I mean? I don't
Oh,
want to interject something that's already been talked about.
Well, really,
so
it was just we was just talking about, and my experience in real estate investment, and he was just saying, all of that's bullshit. He'd rather do the stocks. That's all.
Well, that's a bad characterization.
I don't think he
So-
said it was bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
he
So
said
what?
that.
Ronan. So what was going
But
on
yeah,
was so we were talking about different investment vehicles that we could use.
Right.
And I was saying that Black Cleaner was saying that the problem with my investment strategy, which was passive, investing in good stocks, bonds, and those types of assets,
Okay.
it will, the type of assets that I don't directly manage. He was saying that the return is too low, and that it would take too long to accumulate wealth, and that it would be a better idea to go ahead and invest in real estate. It's one of those things there you can become a millionaire in say 5 to 10 years by owning a few properties that do very well. And I was saying, well, yes, it may be slow, but the actual amount of money, you coming in and, buying 5 properties for $20,000 each in a bad condition and flipping them for $5 million.
Brother,
That's an
we didn't say that.
extraordinary.
Actually,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We never said bad condition. Okay. And
Well, no, because remember I
and
was
I-
talking about the loan, and then you guys were like, no, it's not going to be a $400,000 property or $800,000. We're going to buy these properties very cheap, like abandoned or something from
we
the
never
city
said
for
abandoned.
50.
You're
Well, maybe
adding-
not abandoned,
you're
but
embellishing.
distressed. That's why you're
you're embellishing. You really did. You really are. Adam.
Well,
and
if you can
y'all
buy a
are here.
property for $20,000, it's distress, correct?
Real quick, can I ask you
No.
one question real quick before you guys
Go
finish this?
Go
Carl,
ahead.
how
Go
old
ahead,
are you?
Ronnie.
How old are you?
I'm 23,
Okay, go ahead.
24.
Finish
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish up. What
Yeah,
is it?
yeah.
I mean, but Ronan, he's embellishing. We never said
No,
distress.
okay. If
Never
I'm
said
embellishing me, then I don't want to mischaracterize you. so-
You've already done that.
Well, if I made an embellishment, tell me where I made the embellishment, and
I just did.
you know.
I had to interrupt you because you kept digging and you're still digging, but there's a lot about real estate that you don't know.
Well, okay, hold on. Pause.
Sure.
If you're buying a property, right? If the idea of what I'm understanding is,
Sure.
if you're buying a property for say $8,000 to $20,000, right? Isn't
Okay.
it by definition a distressed property because you're
No.
getting it cheap?
Nope. I'm about to listen. I'm about to teach
Okay.
you something.
Okay.
This is called the art of a deal. Just because I'm buying a $150,000 property doesn't mean that I have to pay the whole $150,000. This is the fun part about real estate. Did you know that? Or did you not know that?
No,
That there are
you're
people-
not understanding.
Listen,
Okay,
listen,
I'm
you
saying
didn't understand.
if
No, I'm not-
you have a property, right?
Sure.
And you're okay. If I own a property, right, and I think
Yes.
the property is valuable, and I know
Yes.
what the current prices in real estate are today, right?
Sure.
And let's just, I'm not talking about, a condo or an apartment, one singular apartment. I'm talking about a single family home. This is what we're talking about.
Okay.
It's a single family home. And
Yes.
I'm going in and purchasing that single family home for
Yes.
$18,000 to $20,000. Is it not distressed by definition?
In what city?
In any city, really.
No, bro. It's all about
No, not really.
It's all about real estate, like location.
No.
Who would want to live somewhere where,
In
for
America,
you buy it for $15,000 to $30,000, right? You say it's not distressed, but evidently, if the property price is so low, especially in this day and age, there has to be a reason, right?
Yeah.
because they want to get out of the deal. They want to get, bro. Do you understand that there are people that are literally 60, 70, 80 years old and they've been in real estate their whole life? Like they bought their first property when they started their lawn, their landscaping business. Hint, wink, wink. Then they bought one property. Then the next year they bought 2 properties. Then the next year he bought 4 properties. Now he has 7 properties. If you're keeping up with me by year 3 of him actually having a business and real estate. And just because the house, they're charged like he's paying $100,000, but he's only putting down $20,000.
Okay.
Does any
Yes.
of this make sense?
I,
to you?
I understand. I'm talking about the total net value of the property.
Okay, now he gave you that example. Let me say this, and I'm let you finish.
Get 'em.
There's also the people who buy properties, as I said, in these small towns,
Yep.
and the properties are not distressed. They're just in small towns outside of major cities, and they cost $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and they're in turnkey condition. But guess what? Nobody's going to those properties as of yet. But guess what? Now, because it's so expensive in the cities to live. Now the cities is now running to these small towns, and the cities is getting the overflow of those small towns. So now the rents are going up in the small towns, and also the property values is going up in the small towns. So that also happens.
Well,
Every day.
I'm not denying it. I'm not denying that it doesn't happen. But if I'm understanding this correctly, if when you say that you're gonna have a deal, right? For
Yes.
whatever it is, I don't care what investment it is, and your expectation is that I'm gonna buy this property for say $20,000, and in say about 5 years, or in about and I say in about 5 years, I'm gonna exit this property at 5x what I paid for it. Is that really something that makes sense? Because it kind of doesn't.
Why do you gotta exit in 5 years? Why you can't you
Hmm?
stick to the story? The strategy of buy, borrow, die.
Oh, well, no, because you have to compare it to the performance that you would get from the stock market. So let's say if I have
You're
it
not
has to
selling
be
any
it
real
has to be
estate.
superior.
No,
So
no,
when
What's
you
your
think
no, no.
about it,
greatest
go ahead.
what's your greatest interest that you've gained on your investment so far in your portfolio, Kale?
In my portfolio,
Yeah.
my greatest 1 year return was about 270%.
270%.
And how much did you invest?
I was back in college, and it was over COVID. It was an extraordinary circumstance.
How
It
much was
was
leveraged in that? Hold up. How much was leveraged in that 270?
Yeah, it was, the ETF was like a 3x leverage ETF, so it's like it was a decent chunk of leverage. But it was
What was your
There's the
what was your
jargon.
net gain
my net gain. My
on that
net
270% in the year?
my net gain was about five.
Oh. Now you got
My net
somebody that
Let
speak the
the
same
man talk.
jargon
Hold
you
on, let me
do.
hear what he's
hold
saying.
on. My net gain on the investment was about $5,000 to $7,000, about there.
5 to 7,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish talking. I'm just taking notes right now.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
come
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Well,
It's
go ahead.
crazy.
Hey, when
I'll
he
be
say
the
taking
first.
notes, he really taking notes. He's not remembering shit. He's writing it down for real.
Go ahead.
Exactly. What I would like to say, even though I do own rental properties where I bought in 2008, I'll be the
Mhm.
first one to admit I don't know everything about investments. That's why I go to people like Ronan and pay him and make sure that it's worth doing what it is. He has the knowledge, he has the experience. He can tell me if the investment is worth putting my money into.
Oh, that's what's up. Oh man, Ronan, I might have to leverage your knowledge after this call.
Yes, I want to listen to him.
No, I want Kale to finish talking. I want to hear everything you guys been talking about. And
Right.
the other brother.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, that's basically where we were, Ronan, where we were kind of getting into it, where they
Boxley, go
feel,
ahead. Big facts. Go ahead and do your end of it. What was your
yeah,
argument, your counter argument?
Okay. My counter argument is like he
Mhm.
doesn't understand the art of doing deals where you simply put down. So let's just say, right? You have $100,000, right?
Correct.
And you want to turn that $100,000 into $400,000. Okay.
What time frame?
1 year.
Okay.
1 year. And you go out and you find 4 to 5 turnkey properties, right? Black cleaner.
Mhm.
Am I making sense?
Hmm.
So I'm going
Yep.
out there and I'm putting out deals. I'm evaluating each one of these houses, right? In these college towns, right?
Mhm.
And I'm looking for owners that are willing to do a deal, a
Right.
cash deal, right? And putting down $25,000 at when we sign the contract, owner financing for the first 12 months, right?
Right.
By month 13, I have to have bank financing. I have to have bank financing. Of course, renters in all of these properties, in these 3 to 4, 5 properties, right?
Yeah.
These are the things that the bank. Is
I'm
looking
smiling
at.
because there's about 5 different ways you can do that, but I get what you're saying. Go ahead.
Yeah. And the bank is looking at, okay, each one of these properties I'm making somewhere between $500 to $1,100. I'm collecting $4,000 to $5,000, $6,000 a month, right? Mortgage. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna get a mortgage on this. 120. The property's worth 120,000, 115,000. Remember, I put down $25,000. So I'm going to, and I'm getting it financed, right? So I'm getting my money back, my original 100 grand.
Right.
I have equity in it, right? The owner is
Right.
getting paid out. My mortgage is affordable, somewhere around $400 to $700 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what we're talking about, KB. When we're creating, once you take those 4 to 5, I got $500,000 right there, right? And each year I'm able to increase my rents, $25 here, $25 there.
Right.
I'm saving. I create a property rental company, right? I got a property manager. They get paid 5 to 10% out of the rents. I'm in the Philippines. What is my name? My name is Adam. My name's Adam.
Well, Adam is technically in Thailand.
I'm in Thailand, but
Yeah,
like Ronan just said, there are 5 different ways to go about it.
Yeah.
thank you. 5 different
And
ways
to
to
be
do it.
honest, I don't know exactly what all of them are, but I will hire somebody like Ronan to tell me what's
Exactly.
the best option for me. And then I go from there.
Yeah, what Big Facts is talking about is like a wholesale strategy, and the strategy that I went with was the Burr method, which is buy, rehab,
Rehab and
rent,
flip.
refinance, repeat.
There
Right.
you go.
You buy it through the
Yeah.
owner and pay cash for it outright.
Exactly.
You're taking 100K, man. You know what I mean? And and if you really have your financing set up, you can double close.
Mm-hmm.
You know, literally, and all you got to do.
Yeah, that's
that
once
owner-
again, that's like wholesaling though.
What do you mean? No, it's like whole controlling. I'm.
Why, if you're
controlling
not
the whole-
wholesaling, why would you double close though?
No. Because, okay, so here's what I mean: double close. Close with the owner, close with the bank. That's a double close. The
Well,
owner gets his money.
If you buying it
and I
from
get
the
it
owner,
back.
why would the bank be in? I don't get what.
Because he's financing it.
Well,
instead
maybe
of
somebody
buying
else
it outright.
explain it.
He's financing it instead of buying it outright. But let me
I'm
ask
sorry,
you
say that
one
again?
question, Kale. He's financing it instead of buying it outright, cash deal. That's the difference. But Kale, real quick. Carl. Sorry. KB.
go ahead.
On that 270% gain that year,
Mm-hmm.
what was your initial investment for that year? How much money did you
I
actually?
don't remember it specifically. I think it might have been $2,000, maybe $2,500. I don't remember it exactly. I just remember the exact percentage Robinhood gave me.
So you flipped 2,000 to 7,000 in a year.
Yeah. But
Okay, hold on.
I got a whole story about that.
Go ahead, real quick. I got to figure out a number and then I can.
Yeah. So just take the balance at the end and then just divide it out, and it should give you the original number. But so the reason that I said that was an extraordinary circumstance, it was a trade that it made me a significant sum of money, but it wasn't an easy trade. So if you guys will give me a minute, I'll explain what was going on. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, when it first started, this basically caused oil prices to collapse because people weren't going out and quarantine was basically enforced. No school buses, no planes, et cetera, et cetera. So if you look globally from a geopolitical perspective, if you look at, say, the United States to produce 1 barrel of oil, it's about $58 to $62. If you look at somewhere like, say, Russia, it's about, I think at the time it was $12, $16. And if you look at somewhere like Saudi Arabia, it's about $8. And, obviously the United States, the Gulf states, they all have different locations of where their deposits are. Most of the deposits in the Gulf states are topsoil, so it's very easy to get that oil out of there. But if you look at the United States, you got to dig. This is going to basically drive up and influence prices. So I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, so if we look at the current prices, it's going to be basically impossible for Mobil, Exxon, and the major corporations here, oil manufacturers, to basically produce oil. Meaning for every barrel that they choose to produce at a current price of $16 a barrel, they're losing money. They're better off basically shutting down operations and just waiting it out and writing it out than trying to increase production. And if you look at some of the Russian states and the Gulf states, which do depend on oil money, it would make more sense for them to furlough or cut production, because when you're producing at $8 a barrel, instead of getting under traditional times 10x return per barrel, you're only getting 3 or 4. And this is a significant impediment to to their economy and, the pollution and the other things that come with actually producing oil. So I posited that OPEC would basically have to step in and A, cut production, and B, furlough employees at Exxon and Mobil, and the major oil cartels in both in the Western Hemisphere and in the Gulf states and related states are going to have to get together to cut production. So I put I purchased 3X oil share ETFs, where I was basically saying that if, for example, within these next 90 days to within the end of this year, I do believe that there is going to be a production cut and that there's going to be a general recovery of the net value of the underlying stocks within these ETFs. So it was a daily ETF. So that meant that the risk that I was taking with that trade was that if I held on to it for too long, or it experienced a significant decline, I would essentially be wiped out, because it's 3x whatever my return is for the day, counted daily. So mathematically, it was going to trend towards zero. So I said, okay, within these next few days, if it goes 3%, I get 9%. If it goes -3, -9%. But considering where the strike price of the oil is, it's basically impossible for me to lose my initial investment. And on top of that, the bottom basically fell out already. It's not going to go any more lower, because at this point, it's just beating a dead horse at this point. And I said, okay, my upside is here, and I have the possibility of gaining a tremendous sum. And if it doesn't work out, then the $2,500 or $2,000 that I have, I can afford to lose it. It's not a major part of my portfolio. And well, it was my only portfolio, but I could afford to lose $2,000 at the time. So I'm like, okay, I made the trade and I made a significant sum. But that was an extreme situation. And it's not something that I would really do casually again. But I hope that makes sense to some people. But that's kind of the thoughts that was in my mind.
When you say significant sum, let me be clear. Your significant sum is based off of 270%? Is that what you mean?
275% return in 1 year? That's a pretty significant sum.
Oh, absolutely.
$7,000.
A lot. Wait. Don't diminish it. Hold on. Don't diminish it, because I'm gonna amplify that to equate out to your 100K that you guys have been messing around with. Okay.
No, but hold on. I wanted to ask this. So KB,
go ahead.
You took $2,500 and invested it in a put.
No, into an ETF.
Because you kept on saying strike price. So you put your $2,500 on a put, or on an ETF. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you go, Ronan.
No, I'm actually sitting here trying to make a thumbnail while I'm doing this. So I'm just going to clarify some things here. Okay, not to say either side is wrong, because obviously you want to diversify your portfolio. So real estate and stocks are pretty much synonymous, because even if you're talking about a 401k, that's a mutual fund. You're still part of the game in stock, right? It's just depending on what your mutual fund is investing in as far as the stock that you have in it. Okay, so It's not to say that either one of you guys are wrong. Now, obviously, the stock market is more of a younger man's game, unless you're already established in the market and you have a huge portfolio. Yeah, he can stomach the risk at 23 years old. He gets used to dealing with the market and its swings. So it's not a bad process of him learning. I'm not going to take away from it. Obviously, he only invested $2,500, and that's not a large sum of money to a lot of people. It is for some that don't have the money. And his net return, like he said, 270% was anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000. And that's obviously before you liquidate and you have to pay Uncle Sam his taxes, right? So let's even out the playing field. Say he had that $100,000, same $100,000 you guys are going out and buying the 4 to 5 houses with, right? Now that simple 7,000 turns into 350K.
Mm-hmm.
So now that equals out. But if you look at the evaluation on 4 or 5 houses, even though you guys might go out and buy them at 20K each, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you bought them on tax liens. Okay. Like you said, they were turnkey, right? Each one of those houses individually could be anywhere worth from 150 maybe to $350,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now you leverage the bank's money or your own cash at $100,000 and you bought 4 to 5 tax lien homes at 20K each.
Mm-hmm.
What does that multiply out to by 5 at 350K at the highest or even 150K at the lowest? Are either one of those bad returns? No, because the one that owns the real estate is permanent. He can choose to rent those out with positive net cash flow above whatever he owes on the mortgage, or if he owns them outright because they were on a tax lien, that's 100% profit on the real estate.
Yeah.
Aside for what he invested, his initial outlay was $100,000, right? Now, it's not to say KB didn't do well at 100K, but that's still subject to risk. It's not a permanent thing. It can swing. The market can take a dump, which means you take a loss on your 270K percent. I mean, your 270%, which means you can lose that 350K. Even if you decide to pull it out the market, you have to pay Uncle Sam.
Can y'all hear him? Because he just went out on me.
No, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear
I
you.
can hear you
Right.
just fine.
So
Nothing.
at the same point, like I said, it's always about
Black Cleaner,
diversifying.
you may have to go down and come back up. If your audio went out, Black Cleaner, you may have to go down and come back up. Don't worry, I'll let you right back up, brother.
I wanted to be able to hear.
Continue, Ronnie. My apologies.
Ronnie, my point that
I'll take a break right there while he reboots
No.
it. So go ahead.
Yeah, one
But
point
it's-
that I really love, the thing that I really love about real estate is that
Mhm.
I can set it on fire.
Yeah, you can
I
set your
can-
terms.
Yeah, no. I mean, literally, I can set the houses on fire.
Well, we don't want to discuss that part of it.
No.
We're-
We're not
that-
talking-
No. We can't talk about that on here.
Sure,
That is
yeah, but yeah, I understand, 'cause I do restoration.
Nobody's doing the setting on fire thing. That was an extreme
Nobody's taking
goddamn
insurance
example.
insurance
I
claims
do-
on property buys. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying. Though.
Yes.
Yes,
And
there's
it's-
insurance.
Yeah, we all
But yeah, I do restoration. That's why they call me the Black Cleaner, because I do cleaning and restoration.
You know what
Right,
I mean?
so-
like,
At the end of the day, like I said, the argument is not really an argument. It's just a percentage or a viewpoint. One
I know,
guy
right?
that's very young, stock. Yes, you can gain, but I can tell you this: 270% is a great year. But I can tell you most investors are happy with 25% net returns year over year. Okay, as long as you're outpacing,
Ordinary return.
right? As long as you're outpacing the bank, that's great. Why would you sit your money in a bank at barely a percentage point, depending on what bank you're dealing with? So as long as your money's working for you, great, wonderful. But then it comes down to what? Risk. Which one's at greater risk at the time that it's gaining any kind of value or interest on it? The stock, of course, because it's an intangible object, right? And it varies by other things outside of your control. Real estate is solid investment because what? It doesn't go anywhere. The land's not going to move.
I'm telling you.
Even if the market takes a dump 1 year, it will recover based on supply and demand of homes and land. And depending on if they remarket, or you can designate the land from being a home to maybe industry. Maybe you build a strip mall on it, whatever the hell you want to do. You know, you can have it redistrict or whatever you want to do. So it's not a bad thing what you guys are talking about. It's just a different perspective. You know, at 23 years old, you got the wherewithal and the understanding of the stock market, and right now you're playing. But that's a great return. That's not going to happen all the time.
Of course.
But you understand whatever your net gains are, even though you made 7,000, wait until you go to touch the money. Then how much is your net gross after taxes?
I think it's about, if I remember correctly, about 15 to 20% capital gains, top rate.
At the best case scenario, what can you write off on your investment portfolio for taxation? Maybe the 100K at risk, right? Guess what these guys get to do? Not only did they borrow somebody else's money, or they had 100K right off the bat, the net evaluation of 4 to 5 houses and the tax advantages within the first year buying a house, who's winning?
Well, I would say this, right? So hold on, man. It's my brother. All right, you want to say something? Give me a second. It's my brother.
I would love to hear
There are
that.
no tax advantages of buying a house in the first year.
Hold on. He's got something to say. This isn't me. This is my brother.
Okay.
What'd you say? Go ahead. Go. All right, you gotta come closer, man. You gotta come closer.
There are no tax advantages of buying a house within the first
There
year.
absolutely is.
No, listen, the tax advantage pays out over time. The reason why you get tax advantage is homestead exemption. If you're not living in the home and it is a property investment, there are no tax advantages unless you got capital to pay off the difference. The reason why.
Wait. Be very clear.
Come on, bro.
It's
No,
No, let him finish.
Let him finish.
Drunk. The thing
Be
is,
condescending, man.
no,
Relax.
it's not condescending. I've been through this. I've
We
been
gotta
through
do
the
it
contract.
we gotta do it in a cohesive manner, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
While Ronan is talking, let's give him respect. Listen to him.
The tax
And KB,
advantage
while your
that
brother
you,
is talking, we'll give him the respect to listen to him. It's got to be respect on both sides.
of course, I apologize. Let me explain.
I'm not taking that as an advantage. I just
No,
want
no,
you to
no.
be about what
Let me explain. The tax advantage you get is over time. If you don't have the capital to pay for the difference, when you buy a property as an investment, it is not worth it.
Hold on. What do you mean by difference? Explain that.
The difference, by what I mean, right, is if you buy a property, the advantages you get when you buy a property for you to live in is the tax advantage, the homestead exemptions, and the first home buyer deductibles. If you are a first home buyer, if you're buying an investment property or you're buying a second home, all of that goes away. All of it. I literally mean all of it. That means you have to pay the full tax difference when you buy the property. You also have to pay
The full tax difference being what?
the full tax difference. By what I mean is, say you buy the home for $100,000, just to make things simple, right?
Mhm.
You pay the 6% sales tax. You pay the 10% property tax on top of the 6% sales tax, and you also have to pay the brokerage fee, and you have to pay the realtor fee, which give or take is about 6 to 7%, depending on where you live. Say again?
No, finish your point.
Yeah. Which is about 6 to 7%. All of these fees add up. They're not part of the whole capital that you're paying. Those are added costs.
Mhm.
Plus the loan fee, plus the interest, plus the down payment, plus the closing fee. All of that adds up. There's a reason why when you buy a property for $100,000, you end up paying $150,000. Those are all the added fees that are added on top of that, right? So if you're buying the home for you to live in, 80% of those fees get waived. And if you live in a county, yes.
For how long?
Huh?
For how long do the
No,
fees
for
go
how long? The fees are waived for 6 years, and they're waived permanently if you live in a home for more than 12.
Now, keep in mind we're in Florida, so
This is Florida.
yeah, we're talking
only
about Florida.
speaking.
Yeah,
I'm
we're talking about
speaking
Florida.
specifically for Florida. Those fees are waived for 6 years. You get to keep all of that money back, but you still have to pay it up front. It get put up in escrow, but it is returned to you after 6 years. If you sell the property or you rent it out or you make any profit off of the property due to rentals or real estate investment or any capital gains, you have to pay all of that back plus all of the difference, which is calculated at the property value at current rate. That means if you bought the property 8 years ago, yeah, and now it's worth 2-3 times what it was worth when you bought it,
Right.
you have to pay back what they held in escrow for you plus the difference.
Shit, I didn't even know that.
You
Okay.
understand what I mean?
Did he land the plane?
No, he hasn't yet.
No, that's it.
No, it's not just that, but
Oh, wow.
also any money that you got as a result of your purchase. So any subsidies, any home buyer,
First-time home buyer programs.
first-time home buyer program, you will have to pay all of that back. The thing with first-time home buyer programs is they pay your closing fees for you. But those closing fees come with conditions. Most of it is safety related. So if you have a stair that need a new railing, if you need a new roof, if your plumbing is leaking, stuff like that, they have to fix all of that before they can sell you the home legally. All of the cost of repair, you have to pay all of it back.
Okay.
If you took
Sounds
advantage
like
of
a
it.
loan to me.
Take advantage of those programs.
Yeah, that sounds like a loan to me. Not somebody spending cash on tax liens.
No, that's not a loan.
Hold on. So, okay,
It's a first-time home buyer incentive.
let me explain. So he's basically saying that he's going to, part of the deal, he's going to be able to find properties that are turnkey, that are not necessarily distressed, but for whatever reason, the owner wants to sell them. And he's going to take those properties, buy them and hold them and potentially flip it for a profit, for a substantial profit.
Yes, you need the capital. You need substantial capital for that. Because if you're buying those homes as an investment, the bank will require much higher, what they call it?
Capital requirement?
No, not capital requirement. Collateral.
Collaterals, yeah.
Yes, the bank
Black
will
cleaner,
require.
are you black
Well-
cleaner is somebody that flips houses for a living, right?
Man,
It
this
can.
Black
So-
cleaner, please explain.
No, I don't flip. I buy and hold.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop this for a second. There's two ways of buying a property, and you're absolutely right. You can buy it as an owner, or you can buy it as an investment property. Okay. The difference as an owner, you can write off your mortgage points. You still have a 10K cap that you can take off as far as your mortgages. The benefit in the investment side is you can do the same 10K cap, but you get to write off your operational costs, your insurance, and other things that go behind owning the business that owns the real estate. Yes, you can depreciate. You can depreciate over time, whatever your initial outlay is, but obviously the properties are gaining in value, right? So those are offset.
It depends.
For a longer period of time,
No, it really
even if
depends.
you're doing an investment property, you're going to make more money. But like my scenario was, they had 100,000 cash, right?
Mhm.
Took and brought 5 tax lien properties at 20K each. There is no owed money on those. They
Yes,
own those
sir.
outright. And their technicality was these are all turnkey. So even if they wanted to modify them to increase the value of the property even more than what it was worth, they brought it at a significant discount based on the fact that they just paid off somebody's taxes to own it.
Yep.
And that's how you undercut people that own them. Guess what? The person that originally took out the loan still owes that money.
Yep.
The only thing they did was pay the taxes to the government, and they own the property outright. That
Yep.
other part has nothing to do with the new buyer on a tax lien.
Hey, KB,
Yeah,
my
go
best
ahead.
friend, he does that right now in Minneapolis. He buys tax.
So I get your scenario, but you still have some tax advantages, even as an investment property, when it comes to home ownership and well, owning homes in the property corporation, because now the company gets to offset the taxation as far as the corporation. You personally don't pay the taxes, your company does. And then there's also benefits of owning a business and owning assets. And negative assets offset positive growth in a company. You need both growth and negative assets to offset. The game is not earning money. The game is learning how to keep the money you earn. And sometimes even if you make $350K, you don't get to keep all $350K even at a job. You're just going to pay a higher amount of taxes. So what do? You go buy things that negatively affect your earning potential so you can offset against your net income. And that's how you keep most of your money in your pocket based on government rules.
Except you're wrong, though.
Hold
No,
on.
no.
Don't start with that.
He is not wrong.
Let me
He
explain.
is not wrong. The one thing that taxes will tell you, if you're creating housing, if you're creating jobs, if you're creating food, and if you're creating energy, those are the things that they give you tax incentives for and tax deductions for. And so, so real estate investors is people creating housing. So you're getting a tax deduction for creating this housing. That's a tax incentive.
Hold on. Additionally, Black Cleaner is correct, and he is correct. For example, like there are certain special tax incentives, like 100% depreciation. It depends on special circumstances. I know a few years ago they had that where you can depreciate 100% of the value of the home at initial point of sale if you had it for, and not even if you just purchased it too. So they do have those types of special tax incentives. But yeah, where you going?
I'm just getting up, babe.
Oh, yeah. So that does exist. You can't say it doesn't exist. It does exist. Is it
One second,
generous
we got the
now?
screen sponsor. KB.
I'm trying
Hold
to
up 1
explain.
second. We got the screen. We got the screen sponsor man just came in with with the message. I would like to pay homage to him. Shout out to YV. He say, work and save your money, however long it takes to purchase a house free and clear. Why? So you won't have to deal with all of that loan and program stuff in your pockets in the rental profit 100% to your pocket.
I agree.
In the rental profit 100%. Shout out to YV, man. Thoroughly appreciate you, brother. Now,
Yeah.
KB, if you would like, go ahead and.
No, not me. My brother has something to say. I don't. You go ahead, man. Look, just sit down and just.
Let me ask you this, KB. I can ask you a question.
Listen.
Let me ask you a question, good brother. I'm sorry. My
All right,
name is-
no, hold on.
What's your
Okay,
name, sir?
hold up. This is Alexander.
No, just pass me. You gotta plug it to Charlie.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Alexandra. My name Charlie Chan, but a lot of my friends call me Charlie. Man, you have the floor. Go ahead and speak.
All right, Chucky. Look,
Chucky.
okay. Charles,
That'll work too.
this you guys
That'll work.
you guys can just call me Alex, right? Look, I went through my mom's contract when she was buying her home, right?
Mhm.
So I'm just speaking.
How old
on-
are you? I'm sorry to ask. How old are you, Alex?
I'm 33. I have been in
Okay.
aircraft. I've been.
You don't gotta say the.
Hold up, bro. Nah, they need to listen to this, right?
Yeah,
This
get
was
this
me.
shit off, KB. Shit.
Look, look.
Go
This
ahead,
was
bro.
me. This was me speaking earlier about how it is in aviation. I'm gonna go ahead and put out my credentials. So you guys can.
bro. We heard that part, bro. We heard that
Yeah.
part.
I've been an aircraft
Fly your
mechanic
brain
for
back.
12 years. I'm also a pilot.
Wow.
So this is what I'm saying, right?
You're a
My
pilot in
mom-
training?
What?
You're a pilot in training?
He got his wings.
I got my wings.
Yeah.
I am.
Who you flying with?
No, I'm not a commercial pilot.
You're a
I'm a-
private pilot?
Not just. I'm an instrument rated private pilot. Yes.
Okay, man. Because I got to go the other way, man. Because you're an alcoholic, bro.
No, there is a difference.
Nah, this is me on
Yeah,
my
there's a
day
difference
off,
between
but
not
my
alcoholic.
No, my brother, he talks bullshit, bro. He'd be like, "Oh, you drunk." This is me on my day off. I've been off for 2 days, so it is what it is, right?
This is what drunks do.
No, you're in a safe place, bro. As long as you're being, Alex, you're in a safe place, bro. As long as you're being respectful, you're free to express yourself, bro. No matter what that look like.
My brother, let me tell you something. Do you know who the biggest alcoholics in the world are?
Pilots.
Aircraft mechanics.
You that too.
I'm also an aircraft mechanic. Bro, we fix the planes you fly on. 98% of us are working alcoholics, bro.
You gonna take the bus from now on.
Hey, don't say
Yeah,
that.
we
on
all
live,
seen
bro.
Denzel Washington in flight. Okay, we understand it.
Real.
Don't say that
Moving
live,
on. So you
bro.
went through your mother's contract.
So why not?
You were saying,
Yeah,
Alex. you were-
Moving on. So you went through your mother's contract.
by the way, real quick, my name is Alex as well. So, and you know how two Alexes get along. So, go ahead.
Yeah,
bro.
it is what it is, bro.
Right, go ahead.
So anyway, like I was saying, right? The thing is, when I was going through my mom's contract when she was buying her first home, this is the home that she still owns, right? The thing is, a lot of the exemptions that she gets because she's a first-time home buyer and also because she's buying a home in Florida do not apply to my auntie, who also owns a home in Florida, but she was moving from New York, right? And all of the exemptions that we got when she was buying the home, all of it's gone.
How long ago was this purchase? How many years?
About 9 years ago.
You got it from 9 years ago?
Yeah, this was before the pandemic.
Shit. I thought it was. No, it wasn't over the pandemic. Yes.
No,
You're
it was
telling
about
me your whole family,
And it was with the
like
bank, correct?
financial analysts. Your whole family, just financial analysts and pilots and accountants.
Oh, this was, buddy. This was before all of that. I was just coming out of college at the time. I was
And
broke.
this is what y'all do for fun. Read financial statements.
I do that. My brother did something else.
I can believe you. Some people. Yeah. Okay,
Man,
guys. One
I
second.
used to be
Let's let him, because I'm sure. One second. Boxley. I'm sure. Ronan waiting to respond.
No, I wanted
so
Alex
if we
to
could
finish
let
the
Alex
story
go
based
ahead and land his plane.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ronan can respond, and then
No,
just
the
listening
point
in.
is,
yeah, then
I'm not.
after that, Boxley, if you want to chime in, feel free. And after Boxley, anybody else on the panel, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. The point is, I'm not trying to one up you guys. I'm just trying to explain to you what I had to go through here in Florida, right? And a lot of the advantages that we got, it came black and white in our contract. Even the city to this day is sending us letters trying to make sure that we still live in the home. Because if we don't live in the home, the closing fees we have to pay back. The first home advantage we have to pay back. The homestead exemption we have to pay back. Those, even though we paid off the mortgage, those contracts hold. And they hold long after you pay the mortgage. You say you got a 30-year mortgage, right? You got a 30-year mortgage. Those loans extend out to about 12 to 15 years. So even,
Contracts?
yeah,
You mean the loan contract?
no, the loan contracts based off of the advantages that you get as a first-time home buyer or as a homestead exemption buyer.
Okay.
So those loans extend out to about 12 to 15 years. So
Past the
even,
initial time period.
yeah, even if you pay those loans out in 3 to 4 years because you have the capital investments to pay for all of it, you still owe these credits and advantages. If you sell that property before that time, you owe all of it back. And depending on which county you live in Florida, you may have to pay that back plus interest.
Do you know why that is, though?
I don't know why that is. I really don't. But the point is, I'm just explaining to you.
Let me explain that part. Let me explain that part, and then we can move on to the next one. So the reason that is because initially you bought it as a single family home, but if you flip it within a certain amount of time, they say, no, you never intended to buy it as a single family home. You bought it as an investment home.
Mm-hmm.
So then you lose all the advantages of buying it as a single family home owner. Now it's turned into what? The investment side of it.
Yes.
So here's the thing though. If they do charge you as if you're an investment property, in turn, you should be able to go back to the state and the city and say, give me my tax advantages as a fucking investor. And let's offset whatever you say I owe against what you should have paid me.
Here's the thing though, right? Those advantages, right, are few and far between. It depends entirely of where you're trying to buy the property.
Hey, I get that, man. I'm in insurance. I'm in retirement. I'm in a lot of things. My first thing I tell people is read your T's and C's. I also dealt with government contracting for a lot of years. If you don't know what's going on in your contract, stop fucking signing the shit. But if you do know and you did read it, then you should know these things are coming up and that you have to prepare for them. Or when you sell, whatever your profit margin is on the gain, those things have to be paid first before you get to touch your money.
Well, then
It's
we're
part of the game.
Hold on, we're in agreement. Then I would have
That then then the point is that Tale, Kalan. Then the point is me and KB, we agree entirely in what we're saying is that this is not something for the unsophisticated investor.
I didn't say that.
This is no. It's not just. The point is, it's not something that anybody could just walk into and think that immediately I'm gonna make money. It's all green pastures from here.
Salute,
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Free investment has existed for thousands of years.
Of course it has, but
Whole business.
of course it is. So is prostitution. But the point, no. But the point is though, right? If you do it wrong, you can do it very, very wrong, and you can
Same
lose.
thing with stock. If you do it wrong, you can do it very, very wrong and actually be
Well,
owing people money.
Or if you take out a loan, you could end up losing more than you put in. If you buy a company, you can't lose more than you put in.
The point is though,
Did
right?
y'all hear about
No, you can't.
the young guy that unalived himself because he was like fake trading? He didn't realize that he was fake trading on Robinhood or something like that, and he thought he was in the hole $100,000. It was a young guy that unalived himself because he thought he was in the hole. This is a real story that we can look up.
He wasn't fake trading. He really wasn't. I know what you're talking about. He really was in the hole, and yeah, he really did. He put some put options. That wasn't a typical him buying the stock. He put some put options, basically gambling that this particular stock is going to be below a strike price, and he lost a ton of money. It wasn't some regular shit that he did.
But here's the point, though, right? The reason I'm bringing this
And the
up,
point of that
right?
is, if you do it wrong, you could be in big trouble. But go ahead. My apologies,
But yeah.
Alex. Continue.
No reason for that. The thing is, though, right? I told you my credentials, and one of the thing is my teacher, my instructor, when I was going to school to get my certification to work on airplanes, he was also a real estate investor. He currently is a realtor and real estate broker. He still has his broker license. He's also a ship captain, right? So my man, he made a lot of money coming up. And his wife was a clerk for the for federal court. So they made a lot of money going up, right?
Yeah.
And by the time I met him, he was $1 million in debt.
Mm-hmm.
What year?
He was $1 million in debt. What was his offset in assets, though?
Oh, he owned about 8 properties.
And what was the net value? What was the
South
net
Florida.
value?
Hmm?
What was the net value of those properties?
No, the problem is the market crashed and the loan on those properties became worth more than the properties themselves.
Correct.
So he was $1 million in debt and he had to work. And
Basically, we discussing
let me
loan
say
versus ownership.
Yeah, but let me
No,
say
no,
this:
no,
a lot
no.
of people in
This
2008
is
had to go
this
back
is
to work that were retired, even.
It's like the reason we harp on loans and we hear what you guys are saying about it being turnkey. But man, if you got $100,000 just lying around, man, you know, well, you know,
no,
but typically
no,
we're
no.
talking
But
about
listen,
turnkey.
listen though, right?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He was $1 million plus in debt, and he still had $250,000 in liquidity. That's cash in his account.
Yeah, that can happen.
Well,
He
I'll
had
be
that. He had that, and he still owed $1 million. Man had to make short sales just to try to break even.
I know he negotiated with the bank, right?
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did. You know the
The
only
federal bailouts.
yeah, you know the only thing he kept was the house he was living in.
Okay, that's
That
happened a
was-
lot in 2008 when the market took a dump.
Yeah, that's what happened. This is when I met him. I met him after high school. This was 2012,
Okay,
right? And we were just bullshitting, right? And he's my teacher. I like him. You know, I go to his house for dinner and all that, right? And he was talking about that. And he was like, yeah, I was $1 million in debt when you met me. And this was just the money I owed just off the loan amount. This is the
Did he-
capital he owed, not the interest, not anything else, just the capital.
So I got a question to ask you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
What did that teach you?
Say again?
What did it teach you?
Oh, he was my A&P instructor. He
Got
was
it.
my he was my teacher when I was getting my airframe and power plant license to work on airplanes. So this is a man who was in
Hey,
his
Ronnie,
60s.
is that you with the shared screen at the bottom?
Say
With the
again?
what? Yeah,
I said, is you have a shared
Yes.
screen in the
Yes.
back office?
yes.
Would you like for me to share it now, or you want to wait?
Once it gets done, you can share it.
I'm
Okay.
still,
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't think he actually answered. Okay, I'm asking y'all, like again, what did that teach you?
What do you mean? What did that teach me?
So he knew
Yeah.
he went bankrupt and he lost all that money.
Oh no,
Yeah,
it's
thank
not a matter of what it taught me. The point
Okay.
is though,
Okay.
is I understand where he was coming from. This is a guy who was rich when he was my age.
So you're
Understanding?
saying it, so you're saying you can be around people that are more successful than you, that are, I mean, God, that's a terrible name when you say broker, because like typically brokers are brokered than you, right?
No, he's a real estate broker.
I know.
That means he has
And-
people working for him.
Yes.
I was an insurance and investment broker.
I know, but Ronnie, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Most brokers are actually brokered than the people that they're broking for.
No, they're not.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say
Okay.
that. I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Believe me, they have to have years of experience before you can even become a broker. That means you have to know
First-
about real estate. You've had to
Like I-
earn some profits. And here's the greatest thing about real estate, and especially being an agent. Sometimes you get pocket listings where you can afford to buy them yourself at a lower value. And then you already know they're turnkey and you can flip them real quick. A lot of these
Correct.
guys make some backroom deals where they make a shit ton of
Yeah,
money
I know.
real fucking
Most
fast. So
most of the
if
best
you wind
deals
up
you've ever
working
seen
2 to
in
3 years before you qualify to be a broker and you're a broker for an amount of years, you got some money somewhere and property or whatever.
Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly what I mean. The man had his own money to do things.
I asked you the question, what did you learn from it? You said nothing.
No,
We all
what I'm
heard that.
No, he said it didn't matter.
the point I'm trying to say is
What?
that it didn't really matter
Okay, it didn't matter what you
what.
learned from it.
No. And what I'm saying is it didn't really matter about what I learned from him or everything else, because at the time, right? This was around the same time when he was going broke, that he owed over $1 million, that my mom bought her house for pennies on the dollar.
fucking Burger King and some Popeyes.
Basically,
Brother,
you know, a
brother.
Slim Jim, and you know, basically she bought it for a Slim Jim, and what was it? They call the pickled eggs.
Right.
Man, you know.
You know, the one in the red jar. Yeah,
So okay, what is the point?
basically, she bought it for the hot sausages in a pickle jar, bro.
Hot sausage in the
Okay, but she
So
brought
what's
it
the
at
point
that
of that?
price, but you're saying she still owes money on it, and now she's
No, she doesn't owe money on it anymore. But I'm
Okay.
saying, even though she paid off the mortgage, right?
Mhm.
The contracts continued on for
Definitely,
years after.
Yeah, you definitely got to watch your T's and C's on what you're agreeing through with a bank. That's why you have the
No,
option
it's
of
it,
utilizing more than one financial lender. If you don't
no,
have the
it,
cash to buy outright.
it's
But
it's not the
example
bank.
we're using, Alex, the example we're using, God, it sounds so weird to say your own fucking name, but the example we're using is that these guys had 100,000 clear and they took 20,000 each and brought tax lien homes outright. That means that's 100% profit. There's no contracts involved. They don't have to worry about any extenuating T's and C's on a loan contract. They're clear.
Actually, there's a lot of that. If you buy a
What?
tax lien home, you can't just evict the person who lives there. Did you know that?
No, it actually
What?
depends on where you buy it. What's
No,
Thank-
seriously, it really doesn't matter. If this the person's primary home, you can't just
Oh, my
evict them.
bad, bad.
You can't do that anywhere. You
Welcome back to
always
the
have
panel,
to
Black.
go through the process of evicting people.
No, it's not just a matter of evicting. That
Yes.
person who, okay, say you buy a tax lien, which is something that can be done, which is why corporations have spent billions of dollars buying people's tax liens.
Right.
You can buy the person's tax lien, but they can actually sue you to come up with a payment plan to pay off that tax lien. The reason why so many people get evicted out of their homes is because they miss their court dates. That's literally it.
So here's the thing. Yes, they can do that. But the point is, it was an investment anyway. You either get the house or they pay you back with the interest on that tax lien that you brought out.
Yes, but
So
tax
there's no
lien,
net
no,
gain. There's
tax
no
lien
net gain.
tax lien interest rates are capped at no more than 3% annually.
That ain't a lot of money.
It isn't.
That's not a lot of money.
The re
How often, let me say this. How
the thing,
often
no,
physically
Wow, shit.
do people
okay,
have
let me
tax liens
finish
on-
my point. Let me finish my point. Tax liens are capped at 3% interest rate that you can charge the person who owes the lien.
Annually?
Yes, annually.
Okay.
The thing is though, a lot of companies, what they do is they put surcharges on those tax liens by putting those tax liens out to shell corporations, right? So I buy up the tax lien, I put them at 3%, and I sell it off to a debt collector
Correct.
who then charges you per letter of intent. So basically, every time I send you a letter saying, hey, you owe this tax lien, I can legally charge you way more than that 3%. And that's for every single letter.
You tack on the surcharge onto the interest rate.
There you go.
Once again, we're talking about Florida, correct?
Oh, it's not just
Yeah.
Florida. It's federally allowed because a lot of those tax liens are federally insured.
That's cap.
Well, like I
Yeah,
said,
that's got
I'm
Thank
no expert, but anytime that decide to make a significant investment, I either use a finance broker or a financial advisor to see what was doable.
Oh yeah, of course. That
and
is the
what's
best
not
thing.
doable and what works. I don't,
That is
there's a lot of hypotheticals out there and things that can work. The different paths for that reach the same destination. Some are doable, some are not.
okay. So what's your name, Mister with the cap?
Adam.
Adam.
It's Adam.
Adam. Okay, yeah, Adam. You're absolutely correct. The thing is, the best thing you can do if you're planning on doing any of these investments is to sit down with a financial broker or a financial advisor. The thing with these the thing with these financial advisors is that they are legally bound to you.
Fiduciary responsibilities.
Yeah, what KB said.
Can I tell you something, Alex?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a licensed fiduciary. Hi, how you doing?
Yeah. Hi, how are you? Mhm.
I'm just saying, you telling me something I already know, but go ahead.
Oh no,
Explain
no,
it.
I'm not saying it to you specifically. It's just how when you were speaking to me, you're not saying it for me specifically. You're saying
Right.
it for the group. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The point is though, if you're speaking to somebody who is financially or legally bound to you, who is legally how you say obligated to tell you the truth. Yeah, who is legally obligated to make moves that are in your best interest, then
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely. But if
I'm
you
gonna
just talk,
say this, Alex. I'm
if you're just talking to a guy like me, right, it's just some motherfucker on the internet. I don't have any obligations to you. I could tell you whatever, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean?
well. I can
That's my
tell.
point.
I can tell you this, Alex. I'm none of those things, but there's one thing that I am is I have been the person who has been down to the courthouse and has bidded on the tax liens. And I've also been the one who's had their house on the tax lien auction block. So I can speak from the experience of going down there and bidding on some tax liens and getting a property and holding on to it for a year, and the tenant or the owner not coming up with the money plus the 25% that they would have to pay me, not the 3%, because that's really what it is. It's the 20. They got to pay me my money back plus 25% interest for me to turn over the tax lien to them. And if they don't, then I can force an eviction and force title ownership to myself. So so anytime that I'm saying something based on boots on the ground experience, not on some textbook knowledge. If I don't have boots on the ground experience, I don't talk about it because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, that's fine. That, like I said, I'm speaking based on what I know down here. The max that you can charge a person on a tax lien that they owe is 3% annually. But like I said, there's a lot of ways because this is Florida, man. This is
You
the
said
fraud
federal.
capital of the
Federal
country.
means national. That's why I asked you. You're talking about in Florida, and you said no. It's federal. Federal means
The
national.
way I mean when I say federal, right? There's a lot of federal loopholes on tax liens, but
No, no.
Florida is so fraud with frauds. There's so many frauds down here. There's 3 FBI offices in South Florida alone just
Yeah,
to
you're right.
investigate frauds. So there's a lot of ways of getting around it because down here it's incredibly gray on what people can do and how they can do it. So I don't know where you are and what are the cap on tax liens are, but here, forget about it. That 3% is more like a suggestion because even the people who buy the tax liens from you, as soon as they sign on that dotted line, they can immediately turn around and charge you 10% just cause. And there's nothing preventing them from doing that.
They can charge it to you with fees, I'm thinking, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But
Just the fact that they showed up to
can't give you like an official interest rate, but they can.
no. They can do it in fees because the thing is this just for them showing up to court immediately raises that rate to 7%.
No. Okay, so here's what I'm saying, right?
No, Talewi. The 7% is our sales tax over here.
Oh, it's tacked on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just immediately, as soon as they sign on that line, they can immediately say that this is a sale and they charge you 7%.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's what I'm saying. They can do that immediately, like day one. And imagine day two, because they're going to go, oh, we had to pay our lawyers. We had to do this. We had to do that. The paperwork is about, what, $50 just to file the paperwork? And then there's the recording fees and everything else. They can tally all that up, add a sales tax to it. And
You know,
can't do
credit
anything about it.
agencies in the last few years have had laws levied against them for extraordinary amounts of interest put on a purchase loan debt for pennies on the dollar they got it for. They can't turn it down. Their whole idea is they buy it for pennies on the dollar, and if they can get back exactly what you owe, they're already ahead. For them to continue to tack on even more is against the law at this point now.
It depends on the jurisdiction you live on.
Well, you're talking in generalities. I'm talking in generalities.
Okay, yeah. I'm saying in generalities, there's a lot of ways to get around that.
And then there's a lot of ways that they can be sued too.
Yeah. No, of course they can be sued.
It's just if you don't know your tax laws and you don't know what they can and cannot do, yeah, you're subject to their fucking simple logic.
The point
And
is,
at that
though,
point, I would tell you to go and get somebody to help you out, an attorney that understands
of
that.
course, that's
and everything
provided
else.
that you can afford it.
Oh,
Because
believe me,
here's the
you
thing.
better afford it, or you're going to pay way too much to try to get rid of it. That's
No,
where
here's
you-
the thing, though, right? The
everything else
point
comes
is the point is that a lot of this game is rigged. If you can afford to pay your taxes, you wouldn't have tax liens on your properties to begin with.
It's like bankruptcy attorneys.
There you go. No. Chapter 11,
Bankruptcy
Chapter
attorneys.
11,
not chapter 7.
Yeah.
But the
Personal bankruptcy attorney.
Yeah, the point is though, if you could have afforded to pay all of this to begin with, you wouldn't be here.
That's debatable.
So that's what I mean, right? You understand what I mean? Because considering that you said that you've done this before, right?
Yeah.
So you know that the people who end up in situations where they have to go to court to fight off a tax lien, they don't exactly have the capital to hire a lawyer to fight off basically a bullshit fee on their lien.
Some do, some don't. But if the lien holder wants to push it and take it to court, then they know they're also going to be levied against the judge and what the legal limit is for how much they can actually recoup or put that person in debt. You can't squeeze ink off. All you can do is squeeze ink off a dollar bill. If they don't have the money to pay, it doesn't matter. You just have a debt on them and wait their 7 years and write it off against their fucking, their.
I know you can't squeeze blood from a money stone, right?
Right.
So
what I'm saying is, yeah, it sounds all grand and terrible, but at the end of the day, there's ways out of everything.
Of
It's
course,
just, you gotta stay calm and not let panic you into doing something that will wind up ultimately hurting you in the long run as far as debt.
there's ways out of everything if you know how to fight,
Absolutely.
and if you know that fighting is even an option.
Well, hold on. It seems that we're largely in agreement here. But
Yeah.
okay, so these turnkey properties, because I've really been thinking about these turnkey properties. How often is it that you're going to be able to find these turnkey properties where the owner is willing or the city is willing to sell it to you at that amount?
They're willing. They
It happens all the time.
The city will take your money regardless.
You would be
Right.
surprised. It
So-
happens all the time.
So these are properties specifically with tax lien, and then the city will sell.
Here's the thing: the city wants the money. Listen, the city wants their taxes, no matter
The
what.
city
And
doesn't care.
The black cleaner will tell you. Listen. Let me finish.
this a little bit, right?
Let me finish. You won't even have to ask the question. Black cleaner will tell you the city wants their money, but
Right.
he'll also tell you he has to hold on to that debt for up to a year.
Exactly.
Now, after the year, it goes into default. You don't have to wait forever and a day for that person to pay you back. If they can't pay their taxes back in a year, then that means there's additional taxes being put on or levied against that land after that fucking year. And still
Right.
nobody's claiming ownership to it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So then that's where Black Cleaner steps in and says, okay, I'll own the property. And then whatever the taxes is for that year, he pays and boom, he moves on. He still does not have to pay the full value of the house. He just pays the tax.
Right.
On the
Okay.
Shout out to my brother Lee Majors. How you doing, big bro? But yeah, no. I think this has been a very interesting conversation. I think Alex, bro, you could tell that you and your brother are both like very intelligent and things of that nature. I would love to converse with you outside of inebriation, because you tell you a little bit on that sauce, but that's what's up. But man,
No,
you
I
and your
really,
brother, man,
I really hate when KB does that shit. Be like, oh, nah. He like, oh, no, you drunk. I'm like, dude, just because I'm drunk don't mean what I'm saying is wrong.
Wait, so you admit you're drunk? It's just
Oh, nah, bro.
it don't mean what you're saying is right neither. Though, right?
It's like I am absolutely fucking sauced right now. But the point is though, right? It's like a lot of the stuff I try to tell him, right? A lot of stuff I'm talking about right now is not just hypothetical type thing, right? Because it's a lot of the contracts that I'm talking about is contracts that I personally read when my mom was buying her house, and everything else. And even just renting a property over here now in South Florida is very, very different from how it was 10 years ago. It's like night and day. These motherfuckers out here, they basically trying to tell you what color drawers you wearing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I saw you with your girlfriend the other day. You need to be careful on the property.
Basically. So a lot of this stuff here, bro, even trying to get renter's insurance now, I basically need a lawyer to go over my paperwork and all of that.
Yeah, but
It's not.
Didn't they come out a while ago? Didn't they come out not too long ago and said the insurance companies are pulling out of Florida because of is too much of a liability down there?
Fraud.
Yeah, no, not just fraud, because of hurricanes.
Oh, they got the hell out of California.
Right, that's why I said it's too much of a liability. Like of all the shit that's going on down there, like it's not in their best interest to offer insurance to people down there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look, I have a friend of my mom's who bought a house a couple years ago.
Charlie, while he's talking, man, look at the images I'm sending you. Down, pop them up. This is all while you guys are talking, bro.
Yeah. So a couple years ago,
I seen the one that you sent to you in OTO.
Right. That's going on tomorrow, 6 p.m. We're going to talk about the Trump $1,000 baby fund. But click on the other one. That was the one I did with us.
yeah, it's $1,000 that he's giving out as a tax incentive for people that have kids.
I popped that up based on what you're wearing today, right now.
That's freaking.
Oh yeah, no. But here it is though, right, Mr. L? Guess how much it cost for him to have his baby?
$20,000 about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about. Alexis told me that he had a baby last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was 20 racks to have the baby.
Yeah, it cost him $20,000, and even worse still, because his wife had complications. That was an additional $15,000. Yeah. And guess what my man decided to do after all of that? Move to Oklahoma.
Not to cut anybody off. I need to go ahead and get going because I need to go to the bank.
It was great meeting you, Adam. It was a great.
It's nice talking to everybody. I'm not saying who's right or wrong, but like I said, I'm no expert, and I use I go to the experts when I need to know something.
Oh, hey, absolutely.
Adam,
always.
Hold on, right there, Alex, hold on. Shout out to you, Adam, man. It was a pleasure having you up, man. A lot of people think that my channel is just for a specific type of person, and it's not, man. All is welcome. Long as we can converse in a civil matter and all be on one accord, man, everybody's welcome. So anytime you see me on and it's my panel, if you want to pull up, feel free to pull up.
I appreciate it, and I thank y'all for having me on here.
All right, nice meeting you, sir.
Absolutely.
And I'll see everybody later, and I'll say goodbye to the chat.
Take care.
Take it easy, Adam.
Okay, thanks, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Because I think to myself, I'm like, man, if you're looking at, say, $10,000 or $30,000, right, and you buy this property, and, if you're expecting and you're saying that in about a year, right, you're going to exit at 5x or 3x what you paid for it. I don't know.
Even 20% interest. Yeah, they're hearing you. Yeah, even a 20% interest is pretty good profits.
Oh, it's very good. 20% is very good.
Extremely good.
Yeah, but I'm thinking to myself, if you say, okay, I exit at double my price in 5 years, I can understand that. That's like, if you have some investments, for example, in the stock market, and you got the 12%, 13%, you would actually double your money in about 5 to 7 years. So, I can see that, but the way it was being framed like you can come in and in a year, you can basically double or triple your money, which to me, kind of raises some eyebrows. Sounds almost too good to be.
I don't think
Well-
no one said that per se,
But
but
no, I did say that. Remember that he was going to do
Fats
it.
was talking about when he was talking about wholesaling. And see, I mean, there is a method to doing that. But see, when you're dealing with wholesaling, you're dealing with pretty much dealing with the customer himself, because you have a lot of customers out here that are either they're old and they're just trying to get out of the property. So they just might sell the property undervalued just to be able to get it out of their way because of what, the maintenance problems, and, or, you might be dealing with some probate issues also, because you might have a death in the family and the property is there. And when you're dealing with, probate, when there's a death in the family, the people is like, yo, we're not going to manage it. We live out of the town. We're not coming back here to take care of this. You just give us your best offer. It's just like, selling a car or something like that, selling, any type of item. Give me your best offer. And you do find deals like that all the time. But you got to search for those. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people do. They wake up every day just like looking for stocks. They'll start searching for real estate deals where they'll find the distressed property or the probate property or the old lady who's trying to move into a nursing home and she needs to get this expensive house out of her name so that she can qualify for Medicare or stuff like that. That's what people do. Because as I said, the real estate is also a market, just like the stock market, just like the commodities market. These are all markets. And what we do when we go to the market, we look for deals, things that are on sale.
Yeah, when you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you're right.
hey, I heard somebody relevant say, and I forgot who it was, so forgive me for that. They said it seemed like the harder you work, the luckier you get. And I'm saying that to say, if you're in the market and you're shopping deals, I think Steve Harvey said, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, you're gonna get a haircut. You know what I mean? So that's just my thing. It's not these unicorn things to where it never happened. I know people like my mother bought her house on a probate deal. You know what I mean? So there's that. But with that, go ahead, Ronan.
I was just sitting there getting ready to tell you check your email. But
yeah, I just looked at
that. The biggest thing is there's no wrong way of earning, investment money. Some have higher risk than others. Some are a little more stable because the property ain't going to move from underneath you. It's going to always be there, versus stock that can have huge swings depending on what you're investing in. I know a lot of people brought in late for, Bitcoin. It was up to 100 and something thousand. Now it's dropped down to 76. Whoever bought in between 76 and 100 something thousand just took a fucking loss. But that's a non-tangible investment. You don't get here's the thing. Old Gen X people, we like to touch, taste, feel, touch. You get what I'm saying? The digital market game for us is like, man, that shit can go up. I've had experience in a rug pull with Ethereum, thinking I was in a Ethereum mining group, and that shit closed down and they snatched everybody's money. That's called a rug pull. So there's a lot of things you can't control when you're talking about the market, but a house is something right in front of you. It's something that's not going to go away. Even if the market takes a dump, it's still property. It's still there. You can hold on to it till it recovers. All I can tell you is don't sign a fucking loan that puts you upside down. Like the last year and a half, 2 years, when the market was supposedly low, people paying $200,000 and $300,000 cash above asking. above what their fucking loan officer said the house was worth just to buy a house. That's dumb. It ain't that fucking important.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Huh? You didn't. What'd you say? Oh, sorry.
No, I was done.
No, not you. I'm talking to my brother. He said something. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna begin to wind this down. Say about another 15 minutes because the OG Ronin pulled up. I stayed on a lot longer because he always come with a bag of goods to drop off, man. So I definitely always appreciate seeing that brother pull up on the panel because he always got something good to share. But we're gonna start wrapping up in about a good 15 minutes here. KB, you was in the middle of saying something?
No. He's right. I wouldn't categorize Bitcoin like I would say if you would owning an investment, something like a stock, you own a piece of a company. So you do own something, whether it be part of Apple's manufacturing, whatever that may be. The more you own, you have the ability to make decisions on how the business runs. With Bitcoin, on the other hand, I wouldn't exactly call that investment. I think that's more speculation than anything else.
So everybody on the panel against crypto right now?
I'm not a crypto fan. Somebody's got to convert me.
I just bought $400 worth of crypto right now because it's on sale.
Right. Well, of course it's on sale.
Definitely on sale. It is definitely
It's lower than it's been in a while, But here's the
Yep.
thing: the ones that are selling are desperate because they're upside down because they bought at a later time and it was at a high. So now they're like, "Fuck it, I don't want to take it away. I don't want to wait any longer." If they just fucking hold it, if it recovers, then they're great. But they're desperate now. They're scared that it's going to drop even lower. So that's why they're selling.
Well, let's get into that. I think as the country do better because I think the country is on its way to doing better because the orange
You
guy
sure about
he
that?
just found some oil somewhere. You know what I mean?
Shit.
It's a lot of things that's working in this country's favor to where, and then they finna put in the new Fed guy once he get in there because he's Trump appointed guy. He's gonna turn back on the money printer, and when the money printer come on, there's gonna be a lot more money.
No, we don't want that.
No, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying whether we want it or not. I'm just talking about the effect of it. When money is a lot cheaper, money's cheap. Go ahead. You don't think it's gonna affect the market?
I don't care one way or another when it comes to Donald Trump as long as he doesn't mess with the fucking dollar while I'm over here in the fucking Philippines.
Oh, mess with the dollar? You've been feeling the effects.
Yeah, the problem.
Your dollar's worth what, 10-15% less now?
Hold on, let me finish. So the problem is now he's offending a lot of people that are supposed to be our friends. I want Greenland. I want Scotland. I want fucking Canada. I'm going down and I took fucking Venezuela. At one point, he had offended Mexico. I mean, when you have everybody that's your friend and you're turning them against you, how solid do you think the U.S. dollar is going to be on the world currency market? If you offend too many more people? And why wouldn't they have backroom conversations?
I heard another. My bad. Go ahead.
And why wouldn't they be having backdoor conversations without U.S. being involved as to the currency they might want to switch to later?
I mean, they have. That's where BRICS Nation came from.
BRICS was not even a legitimate fucking bill because you have unstable nations trying to unite. Who's going to guarantee that mark? Nobody can guarantee it because they're all individually fighting against each other. They were just doing that as a ploy to try to get us to come off of what we were doing to them. They were all the countries that were mad at us. But you don't have Russia couldn't support the fucking bill on the dollar that bill on their own. China most certainly couldn't because right around a couple years ago, China's real estate market took a dump too. They closed all their banks. They didn't give them access to their fucking money. It was so bad. But everybody thinks China's so fucking strong. They're not. And then you had India. What the fuck? Brazil. Who? Brazil, who? Not one of those countries on their own could substantiate that fucking bill, BRICS. And then at the end of the day, that's the problem. Nobody in one country can support what we do as far as how stable our GDP is as America, because we're not on the gold standard anymore. We're on the GDP standard. Based on our gross domestic product, on how much we produce above and beyond all other countries, is why our bill is so stable. But when you start poking the bear with a whole bunch of countries that are supposed to be our friend, that's when they start questioning who else could we probably lean on to support this for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
for
what
sure.
I'm concerned.
I agree. Let me right fast give a round of applause to the sponsor stream. Shout out to you. YV say you invest in real estate first and then invest in crypto with passive income. Crypto will rise. Folks should be buying now. Shout out to you, YV. Definitely appreciate your contribution. I agree that crypto is the future.
Nah. Nah.
All I'm saying is y'all need to buy precious metals. Go get some platinum, go get some gold, go get some silver, go get copper, go get some things that are stable.
Yeah, I think copper would definitely be a good buy. And Costco sells sells gold. If you know how to buy that right, it could work out in your favor. But
and instead of buying crypto, why don't you invest in XRP or XLM, which are the systems that control the crypto, instead of messing with something.
I own both of those coins. I'm finna buy more since you brought it up. That was a sign right there, good brother. I'm finna buy more of what XLM right now tonight. But damn, I forgot what I was gonna say because you done got me happy on buying X. I was like, that's a sign. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that shit right now.
Some XRP and XLM right now too. And what was the other one that YV was talking about? ALGO, Algo, and VET.
Algo and VeChain.
Yeah, VeChain. Yeah,
they're both on sale too right now.
Oh, really? Oh, shoot. Yeah, let me go over there and start buying some of that.
And you don't got to dump a lot into it. I just buy a little bit here and there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
A little at a time, especially with XLM and XRP. I don't know where they're at now, but they were like $2, $3, $4. Now, I don't know how high they are now, but that was about maybe a year and a half ago. What are they at right now, sir?
Today, XLM is at 17 cents, almost 18. And let's see, XRP is at 162. And like say, I was looking at it a couple months ago. Let's just go to 6 months ago. 6 months ago, XRP was at $3.21. That's more than doubling your money.
Right, and explain what that is so that they understand.
Well, what I was going to say about XLM is just like the way that I grew up, man. If the big dogs are goddamn, like say, let's just say I got $500, but I could get it, not related to my past and stuff like that, guys. We didn't group, but like say the big dogs down there, they got thousands of dollars that they're gambling, $20,000, $30,000. I'll try my luck with the $500 to bet with the big dogs down here. I'm saying that to say, anytime you could get on an investment with BlackRock, that's probably a safe bet. Now they got more than enough to lose. If you do your research on BlackRock, they have saved nations from the brink of bankruptcy. But they are heavily invested in crypto, especially I believe it's XRP. So why not? You know what I mean? And like
what XRP and XLM are.
Stellar Lumens. I know XRP. That's basically the
XRP is Ripple. And L is LM. What's goddamn it?
$9. What you mean? XRP is at $9. I said, why did I say $2 or $3? XRP is at $9 right now.
Where are you looking at XRP at?
XRP right now on the market is $9, 9.09. Now XLM or Lumens is sitting at 18 cents.
What XRP are you looking at? What exchange are you on? I'm actually finna go to more official than that. XRP crypto is.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Somebody had it marked at. They're saying it's $1.60.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I just for sure. I'm on like official crypto site.
When is this? I just went into
I'm gonna head out. It's about 1:30 here. I gotta go to work tomorrow. Well, today. I gotta go to work today. But anyway, hey.
I hope you be giving them people at your job hell, just like you be giving us hell, KB.
Nah, I don't give them hell, bro. I just shut up and cash the checks, bro. I ain't here to argue with anybody. Some people try to get into it to me. I'm just like, hey, if you got a problem, just talk to my boss. She right here. You
No, the
just
reason
tell that to her.
That's what's up.
Mhm.
Now you have a good one, man. You know it's always a
KB.
pleasure conversing with you, KB.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey, you guys have a good night.
You too.
Six
All
feet.
The only reason I bring up those two is because I was actually sitting in a fucking dentistry office, and I happened to be waiting on my dentist, and the guy was sitting there in Texas before I moved over here. And he was sitting there, and I said, "Oh, what do you do?" He goes, "I'm a banker." And he said, "I'm just sitting here waiting on my mom. She's getting her teeth done." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, just out of, I don't like it, but what do you think about crypto? You're a banker, so I'm interested to hear your input." And he goes, "You know what? I don't really necessarily deal with the crypto, but I can tell you right now, XRP and XLM is two things you need to look into. Because those are the vehicles that carry what? The trades of the Bitcoins in the digital currency. So while you might not want to mess around with the huge swings on crypto, the thing that crypto rides on when it comes to the exchanges and the software that deals with that are those two markers. And that's why they're safer."
Yeah,
So
I know XRP. They use that to in Western Union. They actually use their technology in order to do the
I think XRP, the way he explained it to me, is local exchange, and then XLM are international.
Okay, so the international buyers. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. So that's the way he explained it to me, and that's how I understood what it was. But up until then, that's the only thing I would say about crypto is those two, because those can't fluctuate as much because they're just the basis of how money is moved when it comes to the digital currency. Instead of, betting on the digital currency and its swings, just go with the thing that moves it.
Agreed. Don't bet on parts in the system, bet on the whole system. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. Don't quote me on this, but I think it is some countries to where their currency is unstable, they actively deal with crypto because crypto is a more stable currency than their current currency. So I forgot which one it is. I want to say Ethereum. I got a leverage play. Well, I don't
Ethereum now 2.0 is a lot better than 1.0, but a lot of people have rug pulls in the Ethereum market. That's where I experienced mine, was in Ethereum. But now that they went to 2.0, I think it's a little more stable and it's more consistent. It doesn't have huge swings like that, where Bitcoin still does.
But
I just want the little change on Stellar because it's still at a great price. Like, here's the thing. I got a quick story. It's a guy that y'all can look up. I think his name is Aristotle. No, it's not Aristotle. It's Da Vinci or something like that. A black dude. You could look him up on YouTube. Years ago, when Bitcoin was at $1, he was begging people. He said, if you don't do nothing else, just spend $100 on Bitcoin and forget about it.
I'm mad because I knew when it was at $18 and I didn't buy it then.
Yeah.
Oh, because I like, what the fuck? Why would I buy something that's not even tangible? My old way of thinking.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
No, then it went to 1,800. I remember when it was just 1,800 a coin, and I still didn't borrow.
Which would have been steal. And believe it or not, you're gonna remember this if you don't get in. You're gonna be like, I had a chance to get in when it was less than 100,000, and now it's at a million. So I say, well, here's the thing. Like, say that is my my spiel on asymmetrical risk. You guys are familiar with like what asymmetrical risk is, right? Of course. Okay, let's just say asymmetrical risk using the Bitcoin example. If I put in $500 of currency into Bitcoin when it was $1, The most I could have lost was $500. That's all I could have lost. But the return on that could have been damn near infinite if I would have spent $500 on Bitcoin when it was a dollar. Can you imagine that return? It would have been infinite almost. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ronnie.
No, I just said I agree with you. I just said, oh yeah.
So yeah, just put in what you can afford to lose and shit. Just forget about it, man.
That's the point right there.
But there are ways that people that I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's the point. Put in what you can afford to lose.
And then on top of that, that's the point that I was trying to make earlier when we was talking with Carl B, is the fact that what you just said, it's a cycle. So, okay, if there was, and we always talk about these cycles. I mean, Bitcoin being one of them. Everybody always talks about if you would have invested in Apple when it was on the ground floor. We've been around to see these cycles. So now all we're doing is saying, hey, this is the new Apple. This is the new Bitcoin. Invest in this right now while it's on the ground floor, because it's going to take off pretty soon. We already see what's coming forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I can tell you this, and I'm just learning about it right now. But it's some people that's really into crypto, and they're making tons of bread off of it. I forgot the name, like where they're leveraging crypto and leveraging money and stuff like that for crypto, and they're making tons of money off of it. I'm not going into it because I don't know enough about it to like get people excited about it or say yeah or nay about it, but I have seen people say, should I go into that? Can I go into that? Well, there's a way to where you could put up your crypto and still use that bread while it's gaining value. You know what I mean? That's all I would say. You could still use that money while it's gaining value. So it's a way that you could do that. But with that, I yield. So gotta wait for the next opportunity. I think the opportunity is now. I believe I've heard people speak about Bitcoin in 4-year cycles. It was like, we go back and look like every 4 years, a 4-year cycle, and around that time, Bitcoin do something tremendous. You know what I mean? So, and Bitcoin is the market leader. When Bitcoin go up, other coins tend to rise with it. But with that, once again, I yield. But yep, guys, we're gonna start. Go ahead, Ron.
No, I just can't get behind it, man. I can't. I'd rather own real estate like Black Cleaner. I just can't do it.
Well, Black Cleaner hedging his bets. He owned real estate and crypto.
Exactly, because the key thing is the utility. See, I don't own anything like Dogecoin or any of that pump and dump schemes. I own the things like what you were just talking about, the Stellar Lumens where they're actually using the technology, or the XRPs, things where they're actually using. Once they tell me what the technology is, and once I do my research and I'm like, okay, this is the wave of the future. This is something that everybody needs and they're going to be using, then I'm going to invest in it, just like real estate. So, but if it's just something that's a pump and dump, oh no, I stay the hell away from it, because it's just the flavor of the month.
Yeah, I ain't got time for it.
Hey, you know what, Warren Buffett? I'm sure he got many sayings, but the one saying that he say that I like to think about. Shout out to Mr. Peppers, man. Good seeing you, good brother. He said, buy when blood in the streets, especially if it's yours. Oh, and here's another one that I like. He said, be fearful when everybody's bold, and be bold when everybody is fearful. So yeah, man.
I mean, that makes sense, because when everybody's fearful, they're selling.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So then that's when you should be buying.
Yep.
A lot of the problems is a lot of times we don't have the capital to buy when everybody's selling, because we're in crisis mode. And that's why rich people are able to take advantage, because everybody's selling at a discount and they're like, yo, I got it, I'll buy it from you. And they start doing the wholesale deals, just like what we were just talking about earlier. You can't, you got bills to pay, you can't afford it. Oh yeah, give me that. Let me get that house off of you for $20,000. My $100,000 house. Hey, you got to pay that bill over there, right? I got you.
Hey, YS. I thought XLM had the fastest transfer rate within 8 milliseconds or 8 seconds, where, with Bitcoin, it took maybe anywhere from 8 to 12 hours sometimes, maybe even a day for transactions to go through for the verification process. That's the whole idea behind XRP and XLM. It speeds up the transfer process. The verification process is a lot faster using those systems. So that's why the institutions are using them. So Bitcoin on a buy usually took anywhere from 8 to 24 hours or so for verification of verifying funds, because you got to go through so many servers. So I didn't know about Algo. Did Algo come afterwards, or what's going on with Algo, and what's their transfer speed for transmission? I'm asking why.
Sure. I think he just put in there. Yeah. YV. That's been, I like, he know more about it than me. Like, say I invested in Algo and VeChain because he suggested it. I'm more than likely, it's such at a good buy to where, like I say, it's
I have a brother I'm going to bring on. His name is T-Mac. He's a Marine too, but he does a lot of lectures and he deals with the blockchain for digital currency. So I'm going to have him on my other channel. So
when you gonna do that? That's something I would love to pull up in.
My first one is with O2O, which is Financial Frontier, we're gonna do the $1,000 baby thing tomorrow, and then he's probably gonna be the next on my list. Is talk about blockchains, and he's actually helped with programming and setting up the standards for it. He's lectured in China and other places too. So I definitely want to expose him to everybody, even though he's in a lot of people's chat and supports a lot of different YouTube channels.
I'll definitely be there. Let me read this. This comment by tonight's sponsor. Shout out to YV. I'm gonna get a horn too, brother. I promise. I'm gonna get a horn. I gotta wait till my good brother Ronan showed me how to do it though. Yeah, I got to get that. Algo will be the bulk of the ecosystem that financial institutions, domestic and internationally, use to transfer monetary assets. Why? Because it will be the cheapest, reliable, and quickest transfer. Then he also goes on to say the United States military is planning on its ecosystem. Algo is the...
So is the United States military planning on today? The reason I'm asking this question is it's very important. The military goes with things that have multiple redundancy factors where, the security is second to none. And even though XRP and XLM are highly secure, for some reason, why isn't the U.S. military going towards those systems that are already in place instead of this other one? So I would want to see what the background is on why the military is going against maybe what the government is already doing, because the government is the one. And matter of fact, Donald Trump is the one that announced XLM and SRP. Go buy it.
Did he?
Yes. When he first came into office, he dropped those two particularly. So I'm curious to hear what the military.
See, that's why I love these panels, man.
I'm curious to see what the military saw versus what the federal government is seeing.
Well, I can say this because Donald Trump is big business. And I remember when XRP was going into they had a whole lawsuit going on because I remember when Bank of America was actually trying to institute XRP into their systems to be doing their wire transfers. And then for some reason, that deal didn't go through. So what I'm saying is that I can see that now, they're using all of these. XRP is being used in a lot of big businesses and big corporations who these are friends of Donald Trump. So therefore, if they, if his friends are using it, then of course he's going to, put it for the government as well. I can see that's why he was saying, hey, go buy it. Because, hey, I'm using it and we're going to put it over here and, in my company. So, yeah, you better go get it.
And that's why my antennas are up with Algo based on the fact that he brought up the U.S. military going outside of what the encouragement is on the federal side. Because military does that. Federal government might be over there and the military is going to go over there because of their double redundancy and ultra secure anti fucking nuclear bomb type shit that they do when it comes to their system.
So, and he said, and he's saying that that's the one that Alco is the military betting on the more messing with the one with Alco, right?
Yeah, that's what he's saying right now. Air Force is using it.
I'm gonna buy some more of that right now.
So, yeah, military has different standards.
I ain't got much money. Y'all gonna make me spend it all.
Well, the military has a different standard than most federal agencies and civilian agencies. So when the military does something, you've got to really kind of look at what they don't necessarily always go with lowest bidder. It still has to have a standard to whatever they're going out to bid for. So if they went out to bid and Alco already beat XRP and XLM, that comes into question. You got to ask why? How did they beat them? What did they have in addition to? You know.
That's a fact.
And also,
hey,
who created
the
it?
chat, guys. Shout out to the chat, man. If you over here watching from Ronald's channel, man, welcome. Thank you, man. My name is Charlie Chan. Don't, man, we have these conversations all the time, man. So if you wouldn't mind, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because we be dropping hot fire over here, man. And me personally, I'm about pushing this community forward, whether it's finance, travel, or us just being better men. That's what I do. But my bad. What you was just saying, Black Cleaner?
No, I already said it. I'm just do your research. Definitely find out who was the creator of it, because that also that comes into play as well. You know, of course, you know, when you're dealing with the American government and when you're dealing with the military, they're always, you know, big on who their friends are.
That's true too. But even though they're their friends, you got to understand their systems cannot fail. You got national security and other things involved. So even though they might be friends, that shit better work.
Well, that's the standard. We was talking about above. We was talking, okay, XLM, XRP. We already understand that they work, and Algo has to be or meet or exceed XLM and XRP. But then also that's when the other things start to come into play. Okay, what country is, you know, the backer or the creator of this technology? You know, is it an American company? Is it a you know, a Chinese company? We ain't dealing with China right now, so of course we're not going to use any of their technology. No, we're not using BNB. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying.
Algo's at what, 10 cents? Was that the price right now that you got? YS 10.4 or 10.5? Yeah, it's low.
I just had Coin Market Cap. Y'all got Coin Market Cap up?
I'm on what is this? CoinGecko?
So I use Coin Market Cap.
Well, 11 cent rounded up, basically, from 10.5. All right, brothers, I'm gonna step down. I still got a little more homework before tomorrow in our show. So,
no, shout out to you, man. You know, it's always a pleasure conversing with you, Ronan. Like I say, you know, anytime you see me, you know, you more than welcome on over here where I'm at.
All right, you know that.
Appreciate you being the mediator.
Hey,
they didn't want to listen to nothing till Ronan pulled up for some reason. Nobody wanted to listen until Ronan got here.
I'm always good for a good debate. Yeah, keep it civil.
Well, Ronan always says, he says words is important. And I know I'm not the great orator of words. And, you know, he's definitely has a better vernacular in explaining things. It's him being a fiduciary and also, you know, behind his name. I'm just coming from experience. So when when I'm talking, more of it is, you know, I'm trying to explain it to people like it's a 3-year-old, and it's like, he's talking ignorant. We don't want to listen to him. And I'm over here like, yo, I live this thing. You need to do it like this. And they're like, what? Do it like what? Hey, you need to guard it.
You know, even on my channel, it's like we're not here. My other channel, I even say, you know, as a fiduciary, I'm not here to sell you a thing. I'm here to dispel and explain systems. I'll refer you to somebody else, even if you do a consultation with me. I might run down every possible angle that you can use in order to implement a strategy or a plan for retirement. But at the end of the day, I'm still pointing you to a CPA or an insurance agent or an investment firm or whatever. I'm not selling you a dime. So it's not in my benefit to lie to you. You know? And I've never been that person. I've always been I've been recruited by New York Life and a whole bunch of other firms that want to sell stock. And I'm like, nope, I'm not getting my Series 6, Series 7. Can't do it. I can't play around people's retirement funds and go to sleep at night. Knowing every fucking sale that they do and every fucking trade, I'm getting a commission, even though you're losing money. I can't do it.
No, I heard that. I definitely heard that. It's just that man, we need brothers out here like you that is educated in the form that you are, and just be sharing the word, because like there's so many people that just want to gatekeep just public type stuff. You know what I mean? But let me get to YV's what's name. If I miss one, YV, just you could just put it up. My bad. He said Algo is too cheap not to buy right now. Shout out to you. Understand it later. Just purchase now, and don't miss the boat. Algo is 11 cents for sure. I just bought some of that. Ronan, I encourage you to research Algo and try to find something negative about it. I'm curious on what you come up with. Shout out to YV, man. What you say? What you think about that, Ronan? You want to look at Algo with a fine tooth comb?
My antenna already came up. Like I said, if XRP and XLM were not good enough for the United States military, that they had to go out and look for Algo, then what was wrong with the other two?
Yeah.
Or did they just price themselves out of the bid based on the fact that, you know, they are the standard, quote unquote? You get what I mean? I don't know. That's why I'm gonna do.
Yeah, but I like you saying,
I will
America
be digging into
got a standard.
Why did the military decide on them versus the other two? So now I am curious.
Yeah, I would love for you to come on the panel and like share what you find. You know what I mean?
If I find out, man, I'll invite you onto mine. Yeah, we can do a simulcast collab, and we'll do it on my my Wealth Talk channel, and we'll do a collab.
Oh, and allow me to call you out right fast so you get up out of here. I noticed you didn't say nothing about the Floyd Mayweather in the Ortiz fight again.
What you mean? I gotta find the clip where it looked like, you know, or Ortiz. I didn't say look like. Let me retract that. Where Ortiz was really literally whooping Mayweather's ass until that one point.
He wasn't. And you also said that Floyd Mayweather gave him a low blow. He didn't give him a low blow. I don't know what it was.
I know it was a foul on Ortiz's part, and he was overly apologetic, and that's why he dropped his hands in order to say, I'm sorry once again. And Mayweather said, you done said it twice, and bam, put him down on the carpet.
Bam.
But
and the referee looked at him like, I told him to check the at all times.
Before that situation, Mayweather was getting his ass whooped. I'm just saying. No, he was not. Oh my God.
You're gonna make me look, but I'm pretty sure, like nobody, because if that was the case.
Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I gotta find that fight now. I'm curious. Like I said, I like digging into that shit. You said Mayweather was dominating the fight.
Listen, I'm a boxing aficionado. Yeah, he was definitely. That's why Ortiz headbutted him, because he couldn't do nothing with him. He wish he had a gun in there. He was shot.
That was okay. So it was the headbutt. So it was a headbutt because I remember him kind of lunging forward and up while he had him down. But I think it was out of frustration because Mayweather was holding him. And the reason Mayweather was holding him is because Ortiz was dropping bombs on him. No, but we're going to find it. We're going to find the tape, and we're going to play it on Rumble. And we'll sit there and watch it and go blow by blow for reaction. But like
Yeah,
I
for
said,
sure,
get
for
your
sure.
people
For
to
sure,
start
for sure.
subscribing. Did you start your Rumble channel yet?
Nope, that's
Man,
on
go
my list to do tomorrow. I actually
Go get on Rumble and 5 of y'all brothers just go and subscribe to Charlie Chan TV on Rumble once you get it set up, and then he
I'm
can go
definitely
live.
gonna do it. Yep, I'm gonna do it tonight. Yep.
Now, you
Shit, it's damn near 1 o'clock.
DJ on Rumble without getting copyright strikes? Because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for.
You can play movies. You can broadcast anything live without
Okay.
getting a fucking copyright.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, I think I might do that myself.
I was gonna do on that channel, on one of my channels on Rumble. I was gonna do because I'm a big game theory type of guy. You know how they have these different game shows where you can win millions of dollars. Like Mr. Beast has a show right now. It's $5 million. You know what I mean? And you can watch these shows and you see people like 200 starts off with 200 people, gets down to 15 people. You know, went through the odds of getting to 15. And one guy, all of a sudden, out of the blue, wants to be a hero in front of the camera. Says, I feel like you can make it better than I can, so I'm going to step out. Motherfucker, if you don't sit there and take your fucking lumps and let that motherfucker lose, you just forgot all the reason why you got to number 15 for your family, your wife, your kids, whatever, just because you feel like the other person deserves it more. Fuck all that. You don't know how many times people are lying to get to where they are.
Right.
Straight up lying.
Yeah.
And making you have the empathy or sympathy to give them the shot over you.
Sound like a backyard deal to me. Sound like a backyard deal to me. You done whispered over to.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about game theory. If you look at what game theory talks about, it's all about why people do things the way they. It's a little psychological. It's mathematics. It's a whole bunch of things all at once. And I'm a sales guy anyway, so I'm kind of into that. Why humans do what they do.
Yeah.
So why would you get all the way down to 15 after you had 200 people to compete against and then step out the way for somebody else to win? Now it doubled to from 5 million to 10 million.
And you know what? And you know what? That's kind of like I heard this scenario a couple times in like we'll say business setting. It's like say Ron, I got this $100. The only way that you could get the any amount of it is goddamn it, you gotta give Black Cleaner some. Whatever amount that he agrees to, you get to have the rest. There's like naturally because Black Cleaner know that you can't get the $100 unless he agreed to it, he feel like 50-50 is fair.
Ain't enough. No, he ain't gonna say, he's gonna say 60-40. At least you're getting 40% of nothing. That's the push.
But which is crazy because he'll be fine with walking away knowing that you gets nothing if he don't agree.
He didn't have an opportunity. You do, but you got to agree with him. So then you use leverage. That's where game theory starts coming in with leverage, information, leverage, all these things, the psychological play. That's the thing I look at.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So yeah, no, I'm very interested in that. So yeah, as soon as you like you drop that, I'll definitely be interested in checking that out. But yeah, no, I'm gonna let you go ahead, get up out of here. Like I say, it is 1 o'clock here in Minnesota, and I still gotta get up early in the morning. So I definitely gotta get up out of here. But like I said, Ronnie, anytime you pull up, man, it's always a pleasure, man. You bring a lot of knowledge and wisdom with you, man. So I sincerely appreciate you.
No problem, brother. Y'all have a good evening. Well, for me, it's afternoon, but see you.
You as well. Black Cleaner, you got anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
Yeah, we're gonna get off 3 hours ago. Man, I applaud you for a lot.
It was 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago.
But that's
my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I applaud you because you always do this. Most people, when they're about to get off, they're like, "Yo, I'm about to get off," and they just shut everything down. They don't care what's going on. But you always allow people to cook. So let me open my eyes.
I believe it or not, I appreciate that, Black Cleaner. But believe it or not, man, I sincerely enjoy this community, man. When brothers on here, man, and we not arguing and calling each other out their name and trying to be super macho, man, it's a beautiful thing that going on. It's almost like I'm watching it like a symphony. and I get to be a part of it, not just be a part of it, but a lot of times orchestrated, man. So it'd be hard for me to turn away from that. So yeah, man, appreciate it, man. Black Cleaner, you one of the brothers that pull up every time, man. And once again, if I haven't said it a million times, I haven't said it once, man. I appreciate you always pulling up and showing love the way you do, man. So, man, just know that, man. Over here, goddamn it, Charlie Chan TV, we appreciate you, bro.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate the community, and I look forward to us all growing together. As I said, I'll be in Cartagena on Friday, so hopefully we'll have everything all together so I'll be able to go live. And also you'll be able to see some new content that's coming out when I go to Cartagena. So, all right, I'm about to let you go because it's 2:00 here. So let me get off, and I'll talk to you all. Black Cleaner.
All right, for sure. Take this with you. If before you try to go live in Cartagena, at least like do a test live, because you got to do a test live before they'll actually let you go live. Like I think 24 hours before. So just keep that in mind, though, brother. But once again, I'm gonna let you go ahead and have a great night, man. Appreciate you again.
All right, peace.
Bless. All right, guys. So we're gonna they've been letting this video. I mean, it's the intro, man. Shout out to Ronan, man. Shout out to KB and his brother pulling up. Shout out to everybody that pulled up tonight, man. Boxley. Shout out to who else pulled up? I don't know, guys. My brain getting a little bit foggy, but shout out to Adam, man. Shout out to him for pulling up, man. He was a very cool dude. You know what I mean? You know, anytime. Shout out to you, D. Kirk. Appreciate you pulling up and supporting. Anytime we have new people on the panel, I'm always a little leery, but at the same time, like I said, this is an open community, man. This is not the He-Man Woman Haters Club. This is not I hate other races club. This is not none of that, man. What I'm trying to foster over here is a community to where each one teach one. We all can build together, man. Because if we build together, we build stronger. But once again, man, this Charlie Chan TV, man, we're going to go ahead and play this outro and wish y'all a merry night.
Yeah. Late nights. Open mics. Truth only move when the room got order. Mr. Peppers and Prime on the control. Welcome to Charlie Chan TV. Yeah. 3 beautiful women, a whole panel in a vibe. Vibing with me, she set the tone when she look you in your eyes. Tam talk straight, no filter, no disguise. And a smooth with it, every word calm but precise. Chat going crazy, yeah, the numbers stay live. Everybody got opinions when the combo get tight. Different views, same table, respect, stay intact. Late night panels where the feelings meet facts. Late nights, don't sleep, don't sleep. True talk, true, no retreat, no retreat. Panels lit, crowd loud, Charlie Chan, TV, Charlie Chan, TV, Charlie Chan, TV, Charlie Chan, TV.
Once again, man, Charlie Chan out here, man. Some of the most beautiful women, bitch friendly.
Yeah, sick of the lies. Same topics rotate every time they go live. Black man in Germany, Berlin, state of mind. Different culture, different lens. Still speaking this side. Black cleaner, keep it solid. Street calm, no flex. Miguel, keep it gangster. Let the truth handle the rest. Ain't nobody running when the questions get steep. Nothing moves unless Peppers nod. Prime say speak. 2 moderators. 1 room, 1 mic at a time. Now let it cook. Charlie Chan, TV lose, you know where it starts. Southern roots, but the vision way bigger than charts. Panel talking night, hotel reviews by the day. From lobby to rooftop, we telling no fake. Grinding every wildin' in the comments tonight. Typing fast, cracking jokes, adding fuel to the light. When the best moments, top supporter in the chat. But he said, cam up, Charlie, yeah, pressure like that. Hey, the travel POV, nodded off mid-live. Guess these late nights build different, everybody can't survive. Hey, late nights, hey, don't sleep, don't sleep. Real talk, real raw speech. Peppers grind, crowd loud, Charlie Chan, TV, Charlie Chan, TVB, TVB, Charlie Chan, TVB, TVB. Shout out to Live Chat, TVB. Shout out to Replay Gang. Shout out to supporters who keep the lights on. If you're here every night, we see you. Let's talk.
Charlie Chan TV.
Yeah, so man, shout out to my good brother K9, man. You pulled up right as we was closing, man, but nevertheless, it's still appreciated, man. We're gonna go ahead and close out for the night, man. And y'all remember, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of that, man. I'm gonna try to double back with another one tomorrow, but just stay tuned. The only way you will know if you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, man. Shout out to everybody that pulled up and supported tonight, man. It's greatly appreciated. And y'all have a great night. This is Charlie Chan, and we are over and out. I guess not.